What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. We have a lot to talk about today, including Shohei Ohtani yet again having a big day in the batter's box, and he is setting himself up to have the biggest contract in the history of American sports, according to executives across Major League Baseball. Dylan Cease, the ace of the White Sox, he is broken. The Cardinals, they're trying to get Wilson Contreras back on track after they basically blamed him for their early season struggles. And then also, we got to talk about the Tigers and Guardians game because, yeah, things got a little bit nuts. Remember, everyone, if you're going to any baseball games, concerts, anything like that anytime soon, save yourself 20 bucks off on SeatGeek using code Fuzzy. And also, if you have not hit that subscribe button, today's the day to do so. We post these videos every single day, so don't miss them. The Rays and the Orioles are facing off, the top two teams in the American League. They're about to go at it, and Shane McClanahan, he is trying to become MLB's first player, not only to 6 wins, but 7 wins. But first, we do have to talk about this kid right here. In my preseason predictions, I said that the final piece of the Rays puzzle would be Josh Lowe breaking out, and the kid has done that and more. He has 7 home runs, 5 stolen bases while hitting above 300. He just turned 25 a few weeks ago. Shane, he was his normal Shane self, punching out 7 Orioles hitters over 6 shutout frames. He also got an insurance run later on in the 9th inning from Luke Raley, who out of nowhere has 8 home runs. Jason Adam, he came in with a 3-run lead. He struck out 3 Orioles to end this one in Baltimore. Shane McClanahan is the first to 6 wins, the first to 7 wins. He's 7-0 with a 1.76 ERA and 11.3 strikeouts per 9. Now, because we just talked about Garrett Cole, let's talk about the Yankees game. They were facing off against the A's, and there was a slow start to this one as former Yankee JP Sears, he held the Yankees in check for as long as he physically could, and Nestor Cortez, he kept up as well. But the dam cracked a little bit in the 5th for the A's as Oswaldo's 2nd home run of the year got it going, and hopefully that gets him going. He's hitting just 205 on the season. The dam fully broke down in the 6th as Gleyber Torres and DJ LeMahieu both connected on long balls. Gleyber Torres now has 5 home runs on the year, where DJ LeMahieu is up to 4, and the rapture, it must be near because Aaron Hicks, I almost said Jordan for some reason. Aaron Hicks, he is homered, ladies and gentlemen. He's hitting 153 with a 23 OPS plus after his first home run of the season. I don't know if he has dirt on Aaron Boone or the Yankees front office because I have no idea how he has lasted so long with the Yankees. I am predicting an easy sweep for the Yankees. Now, before we move on to the Angels game, I do want to talk about a former Yankee, Gary Sanchez. He is back in New York, only this time it's on a minor league deal with the New York Mets. I can't believe I just said that sentence out loud. Gary Sanchez, he is back in professional baseball. He's on a minor league deal with the Mets with maybe a chance of making the big league roster. I have no idea. Francisco Alvarez has been raking as of late, but yeah, Gary Sanchez, the Kraken, back in professional baseball, this time in New York, but with the Mets. The Angels and the Astros faced off. Hunter Renfroe has been exactly what the Angels had hoped for when they traded for him. He smashed his 9th home run of the season. He already has 24 RBIs already. Patrick Sandoval, I'm not going to lie, he got slapped around by the Houston Astros, which tends to happen when Houston is facing a left-handed pitcher. So let's see if the Halos can make a comeback. Ohtani, he roped his first RBI double, so stay tuned for his second one later on. And we got to show Anthony Rendon's RBI single because he's hitting 380 with 14 hits over his last 11 games. That's absolutely massive because the extra base power is not there, but that's okay because other guys are going to come in clutch. You have Ohtani collecting his 2nd RBI double of the day. He's hitting 307 on the year with 15 extra base hits and 22 RBIs. Brandon Jury, he has been a dog as well. He matches Ohtani with his 15th extra base hit. He's now in the 20 RBI club as well. The Halos are now a top 5 run scoring offense, and the back end of their bullpen might be the best in baseball right now when we're not talking about the Orioles. Now, after yesterday's recap, a report surfaced that Shohei Ohtani is reportedly going to get a 10-year, $600 million contract, the biggest contract in American sports history. Now, this is not just anyone saying it. This is according to executives across the game of Major League Baseball. So Ohtani, $60 million a year for 10 years. Is he worth it? In my opinion, $60 million might be an underpay for how good he is at both pitching and hitting. You're getting 2 players in one, so it might be $65 to $7 million if we're being more realistic, but $600 million, that's still a lot of money. The Nationals and the San Francisco Giants, Jake Irvin and the Nationals ended this game after 1 inning. Joey Meneses, he started the attack with an RBI single, and it quickly became a 5-run first after Dominic Smith and Alex Call brought in a few, and CJ Abrams, he stayed hot with a 2 RBI single. He's been so good as of late, both in the batter's box and defensively at shortstop. Rookie Jake Irvin, he has never, I repeat, never gone past 6 innings innings, whether it was the majors, because he's only had one start before this, or in the minor leagues. But in this one, he finally beat that. By one single out, he went 6 1/3, but he was completely dominant. He struck out 5 Giants, lowering his ERA to 0.84. Over his first 2 starts of his big league career, he could be a super nice piece for an up-and-coming Washington team who out of nowhere is 15-20, which is not horrible. They're 6-4 over their last 10. They've actually been playing pretty solid baseball. The Pirates and the Rockies, to me, this was Pittsburgh's biggest game of the year because their former top prospect, Mitch Keller, he is finally fully breaking out. This is probably his best start as a big league player. He was good last season, but this year he's actually putting away people consistently via the strikeout. He and Freeland, they battled all night long, and I mean battled. Kyle Freeland, he went 6 shutout, and so did Mitch Keller. Just Pittsburgh, they have a ton of lefty killers, so it was only a matter of time, and there it is. He barreled up a 2-run home run in the 7th to give Mitch Keller his first lead of the night, and he's going to try and go for his first ever complete game. Not only did he earn that first ever complete game, he also made it a complete game shutout. He threw 9 innings on 103 pitches. That is ultra efficient if you ask me. He has a 2.72 ERA and a 10.1 strikeouts per 9, also a career low in walks per 9. I'm so happy for this guy. Now, the trend lately has been whatever the Pirates do, the Brewers tend to match that. So if the Pirates won, Milwaukee, they obviously won as well. This is one of those baseball oddities that doesn't quite make sense to me. Joey Wiemer, he had a huge 3-run home run off of Tony Gonsolin, but Gonsolin, he was credited with 0 earned runs on the day. Like, I get it. An error allowed Wiemer to come up and hit that home run, but I don't know how that home run isn't an earned run. I don't know, make it make sense. Freddie Peralta, he carved LA up, stacking up 5 strikeouts on just 3 base hits. So far, he has been Milwaukee's best starting pitcher when you're not talking about Wade Miley, because Wade Miley has been insane. Anyways, the rookie Joey Wiemer grabbed another RBI extra base hit. He had 4 RBIs on the night. Yelly, there he is collecting 2 RBIs, and look at Adames, man. His 3-run home run was his 7th of the season, which now leads all of Major League Baseball shortstops. The Dodgers, they got embarrassed as Milwaukee, they keep pace with the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Royals and the White Sox, this Kansas City offense is finally showing some signs of life, with their core playing much better as of late. MJ Melendez, my goodness, that 431-foot 2-run blast tied it at 3-3 off of Dylan Cease, and there's Vinny Pasquantino giving KC the lead on an RBI double. Gavin Sheets of the White Sox hit a home run to tie it up yet again, so Cease is probably thinking, okay, I got this, let me go back out there, and that idea fell on its face as KC erupted yet again. Massey and Bradley Jr., they knocked in a few, with MJ Melendez clutching up yet again, driving in 2 to make it a huge 4 RBI day. Now, he's a strikeout machine, but he's also an extra base machine, so you got to kind of give and take. He has 28 doubles and 22 home runs in his first 161 games. Nick Pratto, once upon a time one of my favorite prospects in baseball, he ripped a base-clearing double to raise his stat line to a 357 batting average and a 159 OPS plus. That game is a fat yikes if you're a Chicago White Sox fan. Now, staying with some other AL Central teams, the Tigers and the Guardians, rookie Tanner Bybee, he got into a good amount of trouble for the first time in his career, and he got lit up, not gonna lie. Detroit, they've been really good lately, as Baez and Nick Maton, they were able to drive in a few on some RBI base hits. Baez is hitting .333 with 3 home runs and 5 RBIs over his last 7 games. Riley Green, he had a double over everyone's head, giving Detroit's young pitcher Joey Wentz a solid lead to work with. He gave up a tank to J-Ram, but that's J-Ram, so you can't really be too upset, especially when Andy Ibanez got that run right back, his first home run of the season. Joey Wentz, he struck out 5, only allowed 3 base hits over 5 2/3. Riley Green, he has been so much better since I called him and Torkelson out. About a week ago, I basically said that Torkelson and Green have kind of been failures, and they were supposed to be the figureheads of a Tigers rebuild. He's hitting .407 with 4 extra base hits and 2 stolen bases over his last 6 starts. The Tigers win game number 1 of a pivotal series. They're now a half game ahead of the Cleveland Guardians for 2nd place in that division. Here we go. Willson Contreras was facing off against his former team, the Chicago Cubs, and he got a mixture of both cheers and boos. Miles Mikolas was cooking the Cubs early, striking out 7 in less than 5 innings. It was actually 7 hitters in 4 1/3, but he had to come out because he needed 96 pitches to do so. He got an RBI early from Dylan Carlson, and after Swanson tied it on a double in the 5th, Willson Contreras delivered for his new team in Chicago. So honestly, that was kind of fun to watch because, again, some people were booing, some people were cheering. He's been through it the last week because he's essentially been blamed for the Cardinals' pitching failures, so it's nice to see him have his own back. That RBI 2-bagger gave St. Louis a 2-1 lead, and it ended up 3-1 after Wilson collected another RBI on a ground out in the 8th inning. Ryan Helsley, he's finally back to normal. There is still some time to turn around this season. The Cardinals, with how good their lineup is, and honestly, they're pretty good defensively as well, if the pitching can hold up, they actually could make a comeback. I still think that it can happen. Arizona versus Miami. The Diamondbacks might have the two most underrated players in all of baseball. The first is Christian Walker, who honestly might be a full-blown star now. That RBI double and that 460-foot moonshot upped his stat line to a 290 batting average with 9 home runs and 28 RBIs and an insane 140 OPS plus. Remember, this guy hit 36 home runs last year and won the Gold Glove, so he is a legit budding star in my opinion. That solo home run started a rally as the Diamondbacks scored 5 on the night for their starter Zach Gallen, who yet again showed his nasty stuff. He struck out 7 over 7, only walked 1. He's now 5-1 on the season with a 2.36 ERA and an MLB best 1.76 FIP, which is mind-blowing. The Rangers and the Mariners, Ty France belted a home run in the first, which is good news considering we haven't really talked about him at all this year. Now, don't get me wrong, he's still been pretty productive with 12 extra base hits and 16 RBIs with a 111 OPS plus, but Seattle fans, they really want him to lift the ball a bit more. Anyways, Logan Gilbert, he was so sick yesterday, blanking the Rangers offense through the first 6 innings, but then the 7th came around. Logan got into some trouble, and unfortunately, he not only lost the lead on a sac fly to Josh Young, but he lost his chance at a W when Jonah Heim, actually it's okay to call him Jonah Heim because he has been him this year. He singled in Nathaniel Lowe to give the Rangers a lead, and John Gray, he was lights out after that first inning home run to Ty France. He threw 6 shutout frames to close out a 7-inning, 1 earned run, 8 strikeout performance. Will Smith, he came in for his 5th save, and my God, he was fantastic. He struck out the side on 15 pitches. The Rangers are 21-13. The Mariners are now a game under 500. They're 17-18, and it's because of their bottom 10 offense. They're pitching with Bryce Miller, Logan Gilbert, Luis Castillo. They've been really good. It's the offense that has been stinky. Real quick, I do want to just show the stat leaders in baseball before we show all of the web gems from yesterday. So batting average, it's still Luis Arraez, who's hitting .414. The pitching leaders, we know that Shane McClanahan was the first to 6 wins and then 7 wins, so nothing to write home about that. Home runs, we have Max Muncy, that funky monkey or funky Muncy, whatever it is. He is number 1 with 12 home runs, just ahead of Wisdom, Devers, and Alonso. ERA, Sonny Gray, it went from like 0.74 to 1.35. Justin Steele, shout out to him, and Bryce Elder, 2 guys. Ooh, Eduardo Rodriguez is now in the top 5. Garrett Cole, he got lit up against the Rays, so he is out of the top 5, but shout out to Elder, Steele, and Rodriguez. RBIs, it is still Adolis Garcia, who had a huge weekend, 36 RBIs with Devers at 34. Then you have Jordan, Randy, and Max Muncy. Saves, Emmanuel Clase has overtaken the number 1 spot with 12. Hits, Bo Bichette has 1 more than Luis Arraez. Strikeouts, you have Spencer Strider at 67, just ahead of Zach Gallen, but there's Ohtani. Ohtani is just so good. Stolen bases, Esteury Ruiz has been an on-base god lately, apparently. He has 17 stolen bases with Ronald at 15, Ji-Hwan Bae at 14, and then 2 guys, Mateo and Horner, tied at 12. And then quality starts, that just means a pitcher going 6 innings or more, allowing just 3 earned runs or less. So Marcus Stroman, he's now done that 7 times. So if you need a win, Marcus Stroman right now seems to be the guy because he's not going to allow more than 3 runs. It's just not going to happen. Not saying he's the best pitcher in baseball, but he is showing that he can be fairly consistent. But guys, that does it for me. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's recap. I love making these things, and I hope that you enjoy them as well. So thank you for all your support, and enjoy the web gems.
It's this ball hard past Urshela, and that could be an extra base hit too. Hunter Renfroe cuts it off. Here comes Alvarez trying for second. Here comes the throw. It is in time.
1/2 inning. Right center field. Doyle got a good job. Lays out. Makes a wonderful catch.
Ground ball up the middle, backhanded by Jimenez, tried to scoop it to Rosario.
And look at that flip coming out, and just in time, Rosario was acting like a first baseman.
Kelenic into the corner. Oh yeah! Logan Gilbert threw 5, 15 up, 15 down.
Popped into shallow left. Franco out there in a hurry. They're going to get the double play.
Streak continues. Oh boy, Ketel Marte. It's a night for Diamondback defense. Marte saves a run.
Rendon, a diving stop from his knees, throw to first in time.
That sidearm delivery, Anthony Rendon.